We've traveled from New York City and we are on location today. I'm your host, Maryann Castello, and you are watching Bear All, where we get to the heart of the matter with our special guests, like the one we have today, Steve Trevelise, our special show topics and healthy lifestyles. And today in the studio with me is Rich Shalanda.
Hey,
Welcome,
Maryann.
Rich.
Hey, how's it
doing?
going?
You're so excited to be here.
Yeah, out of New York City, and we're here in a beautiful home neighborhood with a great, I'm a fan of this guest you have today.
Well, I'm glad you are. So am I. And I want to be able to get him on as soon as possible. So stay tuned for more of Bear All. We'll be right back with our special guest. Imagine a place where you can interact with your favorite baseball player. The Trove Sports Den. We built your personal field of dreams. Join our one-of-a-kind subscription-based site for membership perks, exclusive offers, and access to a private Facebook group that you can socially interact with Major League ball players. We also have an online store offering exclusive game use merchandise and virtual autograph signings. You don't need to work up a sweat to earn points through our rewards program. Earn points on all purchases and by sharing the Trove Sports Den on social media. You want a unique gift idea? Hit a home run on your next event by giving the gift they will remember for a lifetime with phone and video calls with current and ex-pros. Play on your field of dreams today at thetrovesportsden.com.
Got an idea for an invention? Don't know what to do next? Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas, like yours.
Are you ready to put InventHelp in your corner?
Call now, 800-351-1395.
Inside out, outside in, two hearts touch. Love begin.
And we are back here on Bear All, and I am your show host, Maryann Castello. And I am so excited this evening. So without waiting any longer, our guest has been doing stand-up comedy for the last 10 years, playing in top clubs that include the Borgata in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and Catch a Rising Star, opening for comic greats. He's a well-known radio personality that can be heard on New Jersey 101.5 Monday through Thursday, 7 to 11 p.m., and has his own weekend overnight show on Sports Radio 94 WIP in Philadelphia. Let's welcome Jersey boy Steve Trevelise.
And now I'm on Bear All. Does it get any better than this? I ask you, does it? Maryann,
How are you? It's so great to finally meet you.
I always preferred you to Ginger. We
Oh,
know
thank you. I love it. I love the island too.
Really?
Yes, I do. So
Staten Island.
I'm just gonna get right into it. Because
Okay.
There's so much that people might not know about you. So that's why we call it Bear All.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I don't have to undress.
No. It's not Steve
People would give
Trevelise
up.
Bears All. We just need you to talk about yourself.
Oh, I can do that.
You could do that? Okay, so you're referred to as Jersey boy. From my understanding, you were born in Newark, New Jersey, right?
Born in Newark, New Jersey, and then I moved to Union City. And spent most of my childhood in Union City. Then we moved to Marlboro. And then I moved to Old Bridge, Eatontown, East Windsor, and then beautiful Roosevelt.
And you've decided to settle here?
Yeah, my kids won't let me leave.
They won't let
They
you.
love it here.
They do. And thank you so much for allowing us to come to you
Oh,
in
sure.
Roosevelt. It's my first time here, actually.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nobody knows about this place.
No, I didn't.
Richard Kimball is our mayor. You know, he's chasing the one-armed man outside. It's beautiful, you know. Jimmy Hoffa's on the council.
It's a great
you know.
neighborhood. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Mayberry. It
Yeah, it's
really
great.
is.
Now, will you think that you'll always reside here, or do you have another place in New Jersey or maybe outside New Jersey where you would reside?
I think I can see myself staying here.
You can.
Yeah. Unless, of course, I had to move. But I can see myself staying here.
So you like New Jersey.
Love New Jersey.
You love the seasons, everything.
I love everything about it because when you leave New Jersey, it's like the world gets dumber when
Right.
you leave New Jersey. There's a certain hipness, sarcasm, personality that we have.
Right.
There's an honesty that we have in New Jersey that you just can't find anywhere else, including New York and Philadelphia. It's just, it's basically who we are. It's hard to describe, but you know it when you live it, and you miss it when you're not here. And anyone that's ever moved away saying they don't miss it, they are lying.
Well, you decided to keep your family here, and you have a lovely family, so thank you.
Thank you.
And what I want to know, and I'm sure everybody wants to know, okay, you have a lovely wife. You met her. How did you know that she was the one for Steve Trevelise?
She didn't leave. She bought bagels.
Did she trust you, or did she have to put locks on the bagels?
Yeah, I like that. Look at this, right? Yeah. I like when the host brings their own material. We bought cookies and material. This is very good.
This is good.
You know what? You just know. It didn't take long, and it was, it was magical. It was magical. I met her when I was hosting a bikini contest at a bar, and she was entering the bikini contest. And by the time it was over, it was just beginning.
It was just beginning.
Yeah.
That's really a true story, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. And now she's a physical therapist. And she hasn't changed a bit, and that's always good. No, but I can't say enough good things about my wife. Breast cancer survivor.
And we'll get into that, yeah.
I mean, I'm a very happy man. I'm very lucky. I outkicked my coverage, as they say.
Well, now, you decide to
But don't let her hear this, because then...
So you decide to settle down, you have a family, and when you do it right, because it's twin boys?
Twin boys. Lennon and Albert, 12 years old.
Wow. And how did that change you from when you said, we're having a family, to we're having two right off the bat?
You know what's great about it? It's like you get to be a kid all over again. Like now, they say like it goes so fast. And you try everything in your power to slow it down. And what's great about it is, like, I know there's a time limit on this. Like, I'm the hero. Dad's the hero. We talk football all the time. They'll text me stuff. And I talk more sports with them than I do on the overnight on WIP. They really know their stuff. And what's great about it is it's a bonding thing. When I was a kid growing up, every Friday night, my dad and I would go to the Yankee Tower, and we'd eat the meatloaf, and we'd talk football. And that was our bonding. That was no matter what. In every other aspect of our life, what we agreed on, what we disagree on. I grew up in the generation that when you got in trouble, you got smacked and all that, and
right.
Like everybody did. But the one time when we were talking football, there we were. And with my sons, it's kind of like the same thing. They don't get smacked though. It's kind of like the same thing, because it's that bonding. And it's funny because, like, I told this to Albert, and he really, like, when we're together, Dad, what do you think of this? Dad, what do you think of that? And he loves that experience. Beautiful. And that's what makes it so great. Among the many things, watching him grow up and being able to, like, relive your childhood, not so much through them,
right.
but hanging with them and just enjoying them for everything that they are. And then their mother can yell at them and disappoint.
Well, I noticed that because I see what you post on social media and all. They play flag football?
Yeah, Huey ball. Albert's the quarterback, and
Okay.
he wears a hat. And Lenny's the receiver, and he's got long hair. So they call him the hat in the hat.
And so you're proud papa at the games? You're not one of those uncontrollable people on the sidelines that,
No, I joke around at the games. When they get the uncontrollable guy, I'll kind of start, messing around, 65 toes power drive, come on, I'll start doing like NFL film stuff,
Right.
I'll have the music, do that kind of stuff.
Right.
But you know what? What's great about the flag is that the parents are really cool. Everybody's there to have a good time.
Right.
They're there to enjoy the kids are having fun, and it's a real positive atmosphere. You don't have the psycho dads, you don't have the craziness. And I feel bad for those kids, because there's so many parents who are forcing their kids to play.
Right.
They're hoping to get college scholarships, and for a lot of them, they've taken the fun out of the game. And the idea of like these travel leagues, and my social life didn't cost my parents a dime.
Right.
I'm so lucky that my kids, the school is up the block, so they've got about 10 kids that live within a block.
Wow.
And they're all on the side of my house playing touch football all day or down the block or whatever. So they don't really, when you try to get them into anything, they don't want to go because they're having too much fun here.
Right.
And that's the way I grew up in Union City with some 50 kids, all within 5 years of each other. We once counted it. And all within like also a 5-block radius. And we all kind of became like one dysfunctional family where
Yeah,
everybody knew everybody else.
Right.
Everybody would do anything for everybody. And they've got that.
That's
And
right.
that's so unique
Yes.
to get today that I'm very happy with them.
Well, especially kids, they're not socializing these days because they have all of the tablets, the phones, the
Yeah.
indoor games. They're not really outside physically playing anymore. And if they have that uniqueness that you grew up with, it's got to grab your heart as well.
Absolutely.
You know.
They, I remember Lenny got a video game, I think for his birthday, and he said, Dad, I haven't played a video game in 4 months.
Oh,
I
that's
hugged him.
great.
But yeah, and I mean, they do play the video games. Like now, like there's the obsession. It's Madden, it's play football, it's watch the NFL Network. They think I'm cool because I know Mike Garafolo, who's on the NFL Network.
What do you think? They'll follow in your footsteps, you know, becoming a sports
I try to get him to follow, like when I leave. Come on, we got to go. Get in the car. Would you follow me? No. You know what? Whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to do. And I mean that. I mean, I'm not one of these parents, you must go to college. Whatever they want to do and
Best way.
that makes them happy. I went
Right.
to college for 3 days. I mean, it's like, if you want to go, go. But
Right.
there are too many parents that force it on the kids. And then the kids go. And like now this thing with free community college, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing.
Right.
Because how many kids are going to buy time now and then still get out of college with no idea what they're going to do or what they're able to do?
Exactly.
And if you need it, by all means go, and God bless you, be successful. But now it's not for everybody. So I want them to be happy with whatever it is they want.
Right. And I think that kids, they really don't know what they want to do when they're 17, 18. And to be expected to know that, I think, on some levels, it's a little absurd.
See, I did.
You
I
did.
knew when I was 17 I
Oh,
wanted
good
to be
for
on
you.
the radio. And what made it easy was once I knew that, then as a junior in high school, okay, I don't need math, I don't need this, I don't need science, I could focus on it. And I was lucky enough because of that I was able to get started at 21. But instead of college, I went to a broadcasting school.
Right.
And there I learned, like at the time, college would get like 2 radio classes and a $50,000 bill. The radio school was like, I forget what it was, like $1,000. It wasn't very expensive, but it was like 4 months. But when I came out of it, it was intense, like 4 hours a day, 222 hours of training.
Right.
And then I got my license, my FCC license. And then I went to Brookdale and got on the radio station.
Right.
And WBJB-FM, the guy who runs the radio station, Rich Robinson, you know, one of my best friends. And, you know, he was the guy. The first night when I'm sitting there going, he said, come here. He hands me a Rush album. Play this. You know, let's sit down. Let's talk. And by the time the album was over, I was good.
You had hands-on. You
Right.
hands-on.
And you
Best
learn
way.
how to do it.
Yeah, it's the best way
And
to do it.
you know, and that, you know, that's where, you know, it's better. But if somebody told me at 17 years old that I can make a living talking about New Jersey and sports, I'm on board.
Yeah.
This didn't exist when I was a
Right.
kid.
Exactly. So at least you did that. Well, Steve, stay with us. Steve Trevelise is our guest on Barrel. And when we come back, we'll be discussing his health and family experiences you may not have known about Steve. We'll be right back.
Got an idea for an invention? Don't know what to do next? Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas, like yours.
Are you ready to put InventHelp in your corner?
Call now, 800-351-1395.
If addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues control your life, and you are ready for change, Recovery Spot offers expert outpatient care for addiction, pain disorders, and mental health issues. We offer focused, high-quality treatment specifically designed for you. The Recovery Spot, we offer new hope for those suffering from pain and addiction. www.recoveryspotny.com. We're located in New York City.
Inside out, words so true. From the inside out, honey, I fell in love with you.
I'm Maryann Castello, and welcome back to Bear All. We are sitting here with our very special guest, Steve Trevelise. How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good. And I'm so happy that we're about to bear all, okay, with you.
Oh, now?
Yes. And here on Bear All, we like to get to the heart of the matter.
Okay.
And today, I could not mean that more literally than I do now. And I know that you've had problems with irregular heartbeat, or they call it atrial fibrillation or
Right.
AFib. When did you know something was wrong?
I didn't.
Yo, you didn't.
I didn't. I went for a physical, and I do 30 minutes a day on an exercise cycle. And I do a weight routine, and I do the ab roller with the wheel. I do 47 of those, because why do 50? 22 push-ups for the servicemen. I do this every day.
Right.
So I never had a problem with the heart. And a couple of years ago, 2012, like late 2012, I go for a physical, and the doc says, you got AFib. Let's check it again.
Right.
All right. So they check it again, and you still got it. So I go to the cardiologist, and they say, look, here are these pills, take these pills forever, and we'll just manage it. They tried a cardioversion where they stopped the heart and restarted again. Mm-hmm. That didn't work. And they said, we'll manage it. So I'm like, I don't take pills the rest of my life. So I looked up Dr. Sumit Managi at Einstein Medical Center. And he's like the rock star AFib guy. He's got tons of articles. He's been on television. He's like the guy. So I go to meet with him, and he says, you could take the pills. If you were 80 years old, they tell you to take the pills. But at your age and the shape you're in, we can do something called an ablation. And what an ablation is, from my understanding, the heart normally beats like this.
Right.
With an AFib, this is going on, because extra electrical cells have somehow formed. What they do is they go in through the leg, inside your heart, using radio waves and a computer, and they cordon off those extra cells, getting your heart back. It's amazing. And I did it in 2013 in January. They said there's a 75% chance. And again, this is me. I am not factual here.
Right.
But there's a 75% chance that it'll take. So they did it, and it lasted till like most recently, like a few months ago. And what happened was they were able to monitor, And I had a loop recorder put in. And what a loop recorder is, it just sits in your chest. It goes in with a needle. No, that's it. And it sits there and it monitors your heart. And by my bed, there's a little signal there. And it picks up the signal from the heart and it sends it to them. If there's ever a problem, take a blood thinner or whatever, and it's pretty good. So there were no problems. And then in March, I went for a different checkup, and they said, took a blood pressure, and they said, you're skipping a beat. And I'm like, really? Still no idea. They check it, and they say, you know what? You're back in, come back. We'll do another one. Now, the first ablation I did, which was in 2013, lasted 6 hours on the table.
Oh, wow.
The new one, they've come so far with this operation that it took a little over an hour, and it's completely taken. The energy that you get, the metabolism that you get, I feel like a kid.
Well, that's great.
He's bigger, stronger, faster.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
I can now play football with my kids.
Oh, that's great. Now, did you have any risk factors like diabetes or
No.
nothing?
My mother
You
had
sleep-
diabetes.
Okay,
And there's a history of heart disease in my family.
so genetic.
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's amazing what they can do. And if you have AFib, do it. It's so much better to get the ablation. Because there's so many people that manage it and everything. But for what it was, I was in the hospital that night. I was out the next morning, and
Oh, wow.
you feel like you got your energy back. You feel like a kid again, because you're not carrying that. Like some people, with the AFib, they're fatigued. With me, it was the other way, and it's so much better now.
That's great.
Well, that's great, and I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that you're
that's
doing
great.
very well.
Oh, thank you.
So from my understanding, you dealt with another experience that's close to your heart, your wife.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
When she gave birth to the twins, she went for a postpartum checkup, and they found a lump in her breast. And it turned out to be breast cancer. It hadn't made it to the nose, thank God. But she went through chemo, radiation, lost all her hair, dropped all kinds of weight, and ended up making recovery. Thank God she's been a survivor now, so 12 years. And it's to watch her go through that with 2 newborn babies. That's why I couldn't love anybody more. It was an amazing thing to see. And Gary Papa reminds me of this, the Channel 6 sportscaster who lost his life to prostate cancer. And when this was going on, he gave me the greatest line. He said, you know what, she gave them life, and they turned around and gave it right back to her. Because we never would have known she had breast cancer had it not been for the boys.
Wow.
See, that's a great way to look at
Wow,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a reason. Now, when you had this experience, right, and you first found out about her diagnosis, how has this experience changed you?
You as a husband, you want to be the protector. You want to be the guy. We got this. Don't worry about it. Whatever I can do. And in some situations, there's nothing you can do. So, what I did, sat in a dunk tank trying to raise money, trying to raise awareness, comedy stuff. You can do that. But all you really can do is be there, and it gives you a bigger understanding of what you're up against and how you can, whatever you can do to help somebody, you do it.
Right.
And use whatever tools are around you.
And I could see you're still affected by this,
Absolutely,
even right now as
yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah, wow.
And this, from what you used to talk about on air, and we'll get to this, but you're always now looking to help people. And has that happened because of this particular experience that affected you so closely?
It happens because I was raised that way. We're in a like I said before, 50 kids. We all help each other. But when you see, when you see life, when you get hit with something like that, the helplessness, that I don't deal with helplessness. Right. I find solutions. So with that, what do we do here? how do we make this go away? Thank God. And the doctors, Dr. Nahum, and the doctors who were able to make it go away. So and that's kind of like what I like about my job.
Right.
It enables me to help people. I've got a radio station. I've got 4 hours a night that I can use to help people and answer the phone.
Absolutely. Well, we have to take a break, but when we come back, we will have a surprise for our special guest, Steve Trevelise. Put your best game face on. That
with mayonnaise?
I can tell you. And stick around for more Barrel.
Got an idea for an invention? Don't know what to do next? Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas, like yours.
Are you ready to put InventHelp in your corner?
Call now, 800-351-1395.
Welcome back to Barrel. I'm Maryann Castello, your host, and we are with our guest today is Steve Trevelise. And I told you to put your game face on, right?
Game face. All right,
so
let's do this.
What do you know more about than trivia? So guess what? We've done our own version of your own game.
Oh, yeah?
Trivia. Yes.
What do we got?
Okay, so we have to pick your category. We have baseball, the Beatles, movies, or New Jersey.
Beatles.
You'll choose the Beatles. Okay.
Watch me mess this up.
That's okay. According to one of the Beatles song titles, what is all you need?
Love.
Is it sleep? Ah, he knows it.
know
Love.
that.
He's got it. And those lyrics were written by John Lennon with the collaboration of Paul McCartney.
Right.
One question in and he's got it, Rich. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I know he's good.
This is crazy.
He's good.
All right. So you have baseball, the Beatles. You have New Jersey or movies.
Let's go movies.
You're going to go movies. Okay. Which movie do you hear the quote, "You had me at hello"? Was it Casablanca, Jerry Maguire,
Jerry Maguire.
The Bride of Chucky,
The Bride of Chucky.
or The Godfather? You had me at hello.
Jerry Maguire.
He's got it right
There you go.
again. He's on a roll.
I have no life. I watch movies.
Is that what you say?
It's a lousy winning song, I know.
That's all right. So you have baseball,
Yeah.
movies,
Right.
New Jersey, or the Beatles.
All right. Let's go. Let's go New Jersey.
You're going to go New Jersey.
Watch me screw this up. Right.
All right. What is New Jersey's state animal? Is it the horse, the goldfinch, the cow,
The goldfinch.
the finch, or
No.
the owl?
It's the horse.
It's the horse.
As Cliff Nobles
He actually
would say.
knows his
I'm a
trivia.
winner.
Right?
That's right.
You do Cliff Nobles?
And the horse is
Da-da, 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 right?
Oh.
Isn't that Cliff Nobles?
Yeah.
And that horse
Yes.
is featured on the state seal for
He
people
is?
who might know that.
How'd they
Yes.
get the horse on a seal?
I don't know. There you go.
Where you put the seal on top of the horse? You put a horse on a seal, the seal gets crushed.
There you go.
He's
Hard
good.
work.
He's good, Maryann.
Yeah, you are good. I gotta stump you.
Do I win?
Well, you'll see.
Oh, okay. There's more. Okay.
Yeah. So again, we have baseball.
Right.
We have movies. We have
right.
New Jersey.
Give me baseball.
You want baseball?
Baseball. No center field?
Gotta love him. All right. Which?
Okay.
Okay. Which
Best
New
part of the
York
song.
Yankee team had the most wins in a season? Was it 1978, 1961, 1927, or 1998?
I'm going to go 98.
98.
Was I right?
Oh my God, he's on a roll.
Oh, all right.
Yes. The 1998 team won under Joe Torre, won 114 games in a 162-game
Isn't
season.
that amazing?
Yeah, how do you know this? You're like a
He
walking
knows.
encyclopedia
He knows.
right
When it
now.
comes to the trivial, I am your guy.
I see this. I absolutely do. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
It's the same category. So
Alright.
you have New Jersey, movies, baseball, or the Beatles.
Let's go back to the Beatles.
You're going to go back to the Beatles. All right, this is going to test him. Okay. 3 of the Beatles had brown eyes. Which Beatle was the blue-eyed boy? Was it John? Was it Paul? Was it George? Or was it Ringo? And there's no cheating here,
There's no
Steve.
pictures around anywhere.
3 of the Beatles
Blue-eyed
had brown
Beatles? I
eyes.
never heard that question in my life.
Who was the blue-eyed boy? So it's John, Paul, George, or Ringo.
I'm going to go John.
We got it.
Really? Who was it?
I'm a loser.
I've heard that song so
Done
many
in
times.
by my own song.
Paul's eyes were said to change from hazel to green at times. John were particularly short-sighted, but it was Ringo who had
Ringo
the
had the
blue
blue
eyes.
eyes?
Yes, absolutely.
I've been dying to play that song.
Yeah, right?
That's
I had no idea. All right.
There you go. So
See,
we
Paul
finally
has, Paul
stumped
has
him.
people to change the color of his eyes.
So now we have baseball,
Oh, we
we
go
have
through there? Okay.
movies, or New Jersey.
All right, let's go New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, here we go. He loves doing this.
I got to see under copyright here.
You're going to get a bill for that.
I know. Which New Jersey town has the most shopping malls in the U.S.? Is it Woodbridge?
No.
Is it Marlboro?
No.
Is it Paramus? Or is it Edison? Which New Jersey town
I
has
think
the
it's
most shopping
Paramus,
malls?
isn't it?
Paramus, that is correct.
All right.
Paramus has 7 major shopping malls in a 25 square foot mile radius, actually.
How about that?
You just knew that.
Yeah.
They
I
have blue
remember
laws
the
up there,
big
too.
Alexanders. Remember Alexanders
Yes.
with the big mural that hung on the side of the building?
Absolutely, I do. All right. So now he's gone through New Jersey. He's gone through the Beatles. So now we have baseball or movies.
Baseball or movies? All right, let's go movies.
Movies. Okay, here we go.
Oughta be in the picture.
This might get him. Which Tom Hanks movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994? Was it Forrest Gump? Was it Big, Castaway, or The Green Mile? In 1994.
It's got to be Forrest Gump, right?
Forrest Gump, that's right, in 1998. You're absolutely correct.
Every time you see him, he's somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's what makes him so great as an actor.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's really believable in every movie.
Yeah, and very few. Christian Bale can do it. Most people, they pretty much are who they are. But yeah, there's certain guys who just recreate a character and become that character, and Hanks is one of them.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And he just had the movie Sully as well.
Yeah.
And he was fantastic in that too.
Even as he ages, he becomes somebody different.
Right? I love it. Life is more than a box of chocolates.
Right? That was Forrest Gump, 94.
Yes. So you got it. All right, so we're down to our last question.
Baseball?
It's going to be baseball.
All right, give me baseball.
Okay. A baseball field is approximately what size? Is it 1 acre, 2 acres, 2.5 acres, or 4?
Who knows this? What am I, the
Steve
groundskeeper?
Trevelise.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
Give it to me again, give me again.
Okay, so a baseball field is approximately what size? Is it 1 acre,
No.
2 acres,
No.
2.5 acres,
No.
or 4 acres?
Really? An acre? 5,280 feet? 1,760 yards is a baseball field? I'm going to go 1 acre. No?
I get to do it. I finally get to do it.
How big is a baseball field?
It's actually 2 acres.
2 acres?
2 acres. Yes, it is.
That's what happens when the shortstop gets hit with a ground ball. But other than that, I don't know.
But you know what? You did a great job, and you're still a winner because
still a
you got
winner.
the majority of them correct.
Okay,
So
what
you
do
know
I get?
what? We're going to give you a prize just
Oh,
for playing.
thank
To
you.
make sure you get it.
Hey,
You don't have to
Darryl,
stay on
prize
hold waiting
winner.
for somebody to take the call, or you don't get disconnected, as I have many a times being called a loser on your show. You know that,
I
right?
couldn't wait to play that song.
We planned for them to disconnect you, so we don't have to give away the prizes. Can I open this?
Yeah, you can open it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do I have to plug somebody? This is really
No,
cool.
you're really
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is, hold on. Wow, this is really cool. What is it? Oh, I got it. Oh, a free massage.
See that?
Yeah.
For his health
Massage.
We're
regimen.
going to do that on camera.
We can actually.
Hey, there you go. That'll be the next show.
That could be the next show.
A very special episode.
On location.
On
of course.
location.
This could be good.
I got your location.
Well, thank you so much for playing our trivia game.
Oh, my
And the fun will continue when we come back with Jersey boy Steve Trevelise as we discuss his radio personality and how come he loves laughter. Stay tuned for more of Bear All with Maryann Castello.
Got an idea for an invention? Don't know what to do next? Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas, like yours.
Are you ready to put InventHelp in your corner?
Call now, 800-351-1395.
Hey guys, my name is Danny Felt. I am a singer-songwriter and music entrepreneur, CEO of Danny Felt Consultants. So I got started in music as a singer-songwriter. I was in studios since I was 14 years old, writing and recording music. I started a company called Danny Felt Consultants, which is a company to help connect music producers, photographers, web designers, and so much more. I have such a huge passion for helping people, for marketing, and for spirituality, and I just really wanted to combine them all into one. So I decided to create this really awesome program to help musicians with not only marketing, but empowering their mindset. We need more positivity and empowerment for musicians as a whole and the world as a whole, and I feel like this is a really great starting place. I look forward to seeing you inside the program.
Inside out, words so true. From the inside out, honey, I fell in love with you.
I'm Maryann Castello, and we are back at Bear All with our special guest, Steve Trevelise. And I wanted to get into your radio personality because you knew from a very young age that you wanted to be in radio. You've already shared that with us.
Right.
And you've been in radio in 2 states, correct?
Right, New Jersey and Pennsylvania.
And which state did you start in first?
Started in Jersey. Worked at WRLB in Long Branch at 107 FM, which is no longer WRLB. I'm not sure. Now I think they're the boss. All these stations change constantly. Right. That was my first job. Then my second job was at an AM radio station in Lakewood called WHLW. And my third job, in fact, Jim Kerr, the
Yeah.
rock jock.
Yes.
I met with him when I was 19, and at a place called Court Street, and he gave me the plan. He goes, you go to your first job, and immediately you walk in, you're sending out tapes, maybe Erie, Pennsylvania. Your second job is maybe Lansing, Michigan. You stay there like a year and a half. Your third job is maybe Kansas City. You stay there 2 years. And then after about 4 years, you're now ready to come to New York. Because at the time, I wanted to be a rock jock on PLJ.
Right.
PLJ.
Yes.
So what happened was I kind of followed the plan. But my first job was in Long Branch, in WRLB. And then my second job, where I stayed about a year, and my second job was Lakewood, WHLW, which was an AM radio station.
Okay.
And then my third job, I went to WPST, and I did 2 years there. And I was on the radio one day. I was doing the morning show. I started the overnight, went to the morning show, and I got off the air one day, and I got a phone call from the music director of WYSP, asking me if I'd be interested in coming to Philadelphia.
Right.
So I go to Philadelphia. At the time, I bought a radio station in Daytona Beach with 5 other guys. That didn't work out. We bought the radio station figuring if we own a radio station, we could trade out airfare and restaurants and go to Florida all the time. But then we realized 5 DJs buy a radio station. Nobody thinks to include a salesperson in this.
Of course not.
Everybody made money in radio but us. But so anyway, after that, in Philly, I started off at YSP. I was a rock jock for a few years, and then Howard Stern was brought in, and they said, we want someone to do the updates on the Howard Stern show. We'll make you news director. Get an office, all this stuff, right? Okay. So I do that for 10 years. I spent 15 years on YSP. And then I left there, and I became the program director of Shadow Traffic in Philadelphia. So I had 36 radio stations, 25 traffic reporters, and 8 update people working. You know, I was supervising. And I was also on a station called WXTU, the country station.
Wow. Okay.
I did the morning show over there with 4 other people. And then from there, I was on the Nancy Glass show for a year. And then I was at a station called Alice 104.5. You bounce around in radio all the time. And then in 2002, my good friend Eric Johnson asked me to fill in at New Jersey 101.5, which he had just taken over as program director. Right. And I loved it. I wanted to do this desperately. And he says, you're not ready yet. I said, you're ready. You're too friendly. You're too likable. You're not ready yet. All right. So I go to Philadelphia and I call the program director of WIP, which was Tom Bigby. And part of the great thing about the shadow job was I had a relationship with all the program directors because I was providing them their traffic and update people. So I knew them all. And I told him, I said, I want to be a talk show host. And he says, well, I need someone to do updates. So we kind of helped each other out. And I'm the only guy that went through Philadelphia to get to New Jersey 101.5.
Wow.
And I worked as a talk show host on WIP for about 10 years, and now 13. Amazing. And then what happened was when the opening finally happened at 101.5 in 2011, I was able to get it. And I kept the weekend shift at WIP. So it kind of just worked itself out. But it's New Jersey 101.5, far and away, the greatest radio station. Because we can do whatever we want. Right. And I love WIP, like sports talk, sports talk is, it's great. New Jersey 101.5, you can get into so many more topics. And you never know, like the different hats. Like 1 hour you're talking politics, 1 hour you're talking music, 1 hour you're talking, a law case, an opinion. And nothing is off limits. And it's completely unfiltered. There's no other radio station, which surprises me, that there's not like a New York 101.5 or a Missouri 101.5. No, it's only, and we treat, you think about New Jersey like a sports team. The way like the fan talks about the New York teams, IP talks about the Philly teams. We talk about Jersey and we live it. And the connection that New Jersey 101.5 has made with the audience, we're like adopted. Sandy galvanized us. Right. That was, remember the Ed Sullivan show, for those of you, Google it. Sunday night, there was nothing else on. So there was no internet, and all anybody ever did was watch the Ed Sullivan Show. When Sandy hit, people lost, they lost their computers, they lost their power, and people were listening to us with batteries in the radio, like for weeks. And all we did was talk about Sandy. And to this day, people will recognize my voice in stores that, thank you for getting me through Sandy.
Absolutely.
And it was all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And another thing that you do is you talk about good causes. And just recently, you knew somebody who needed a kidney, and you reached out to that listening audience that you have. First of all, I commend you for reaching out to a listening audience, asking for a kidney.
I commend them for coming up with one.
Well, that's the thing. Tell us about that.
Rob Obizani, I've known him since I was 4 years old. And we went through high school, grammar school, all of it together. And it was my dad who, mentored him in the fire department. He needed a kidney. And, you get to the point where they say that, don't be afraid to ask because you never know. And, it's really hard. You get on the list, the whole idea of getting on the list, waiting for the donor and all that. And I'm watching my friend deteriorate. So you know what? Come on the radio. Let's, enough of this. We're going to go on the air, we're going to get you a kidney. So we go on the air, and we do the show, and a couple of calls go by, and this woman, this angel, Melissa, calls in and says, I'll donate the kidney.
Wow.
And we're like,
wow.
And the surgery was Wednesday.
Okay.
And now Rob's doing great. Melissa's feeling better. She's out of the hospital. Rob's going to be in for a couple more days. And you could see the color coming back. It's amazing. Like, if you're going to donate an organ, you put in your driver's license, I'll donate an organ. Okay, so why not donate that organ when you're alive? Why not donate that organ when you're alive so that you can actually meet and see the person that you're helping and see the difference that you make in their life?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true, and it's heartfelt too. And you also help out, you discuss rehab. I know that you have done that recently. You also have City of Angels on your show as well, and you're always giving back. But you also talk about controversial subjects like medicinal marijuana and CBD and things like that. And I'm a firm believer, by the way.
In medicinal marijuana?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you bring it?
I wish I could have said that I did. Shh,
You
don't
brought
tell
the
anybody.
cookies.
There might be some around.
What do you think makes us eat the cookies?
Well, that's the point. Did you eat a cookie yet?
Yeah. The cookies.
But you do that, you bring up controversial topics. Like you said, you talk about politics, everything. And I think that's what makes you great about radio. But also, you love comedy.
Oh, yes.
You love comedy. And you've been doing it for a while now. And I know that you do both. So not only are you the radio personality on your busy schedule, you managed to work out a comedy routine for stand-up.
What's great about comedy and the radio is that they mix really well, especially New Jersey 101.5. I take Jersey and make it funny, much like a lot of the hosts on the station, Dennis and Judy. I mean, how do you listen to them without cracking up? Yeah. So many times, like, I'll be on a night and I'm thinking, like, I may have gone too far. And I'm driving home, listening to Rewind. I didn't go far enough.
Right.
But it's the idea that if you can't laugh at it, it's going to kill you. It's better off with all that goes on in New Jersey if you could just kind of turn it a little bit to the left and laugh at it, like sarcasm. I had a comedy club called Sarcasm. You look the world in the eye and you laugh in its face.
And that's in Cherry Hill, your comedy club, right?
It was.
It was.
It was. Now it's more like a fundraising thing. It's just, I love it, and it's really, it's a tough thing with comedy because I'm doing so much between the radio stations and the family and and life that someday I want to find a location and do another one, but for now it's more like I go out, I put shows together, I put fundraisers together for corporation things, and I also go out myself and do different comedy clubs and stuff.
Do you produce any of the shows?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do?
Yeah, I put the comics all together. I was the general manager at Catch a Rising Star for 5 years.
You're also their house MC too.
Yeah, I mean, now and then. I was there last night, and I go in, and by that gives me the connections, to know the comics, the good guys who tour the country. And you learn so much, like when I was there, when you're doing I'll tell you a funny story. When I got the job, it was a show like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 shows Friday and Saturday. So I'm writing all this comedy and I'm trying to do it. And I hear Jackie Mason comes out and he says, I have never repeated a joke. I would never repeat the joke. I wouldn't give you the same food. Why would I repeat the joke? And I'm like, never repeated a joke. Most comics, they have 45 minutes. They tour that for like 20 years. I've never repeated a joke. So I have him on the show. I was working at the Hawk at the time. And I have him on. And the following week, I have Richard Jenny on. I love Richard Jenny. There's the Richard Jenny picture here. There's the Richard Jenny picture. But anyway, Richard Jenny, my favorite comedian. I got to bring him on. I got to open for him. And I had him on a couple of times. So I get him on, and he says, I said, Richard, I got this job. And, Jackie Mason never repeated a joke. And Jenny's like, that's BS. He repeats jokes all the time. He goes, no, you repeat the joke because people come specifically to hear that joke. He goes, I do HBO specials, and then they come to see me, and they expect to hear the HBO specials. So, if I don't do the material, they're going to be upset. You wouldn't go see a band. It's true. You want to see Led Zeppelin and not have them do Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah, it's true.
And you're a brilliant man, Richard.
Which is true. Now, people, if they want to come out to see you, do you have a website or any contact information?
You know what? You can get me at, I'm on Twitter at Real Steve Trev. I'm on Facebook. I've got 5,000 Facebook friends, and I have to get a page because I have to learn how to do that because all these people that don't get on, like they're not getting rejected. Facebook won't let me do it.
Right.
So between that and I've got, NJ1015.com. My whole life is on NJ1015.com.
You're also on YouTube too.
Oh, really? Yeah, YouTube, that's it.
I did find you there. Well, I just love the fact that, how kind-hearted that you are to everybody.
Thank you.
And all the causes, like I said, that you help are near and dear to me, some of them that I am aware of. And I think you have a unique personality for radio, and I think that you touch your audience because people that I talk to about you, they're just like, oh, Steve Trevelise, I know him. Oh, he's great. He's fantastic. We listen to him all the time. And so do I. So
thank them for me, both of them.
It was more than two, I can tell you that. So thank you so much. We will be right back with more of Bear All and Steve Trevelise. Stay tuned.
Imagine a place where you can interact with your favorite baseball player. The Trove Sports Den. We built your personal field of dreams. Join our one-of-a-kind subscription-based site for membership perks, exclusive offers, and access to a private Facebook group that you can socially interact with Major League ball players. We also have an online store offering exclusive game use merchandise and virtual autograph signings. You don't need to work up a sweat to earn points through our reward.
Got an idea for an invention? Don't know what to do next? Call my friends at InventHelp.
InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas, like yours.
Are you ready to put InventHelp in your corner?
Call now, 800-351-1395.
Hey guys, my name is Danny Felt. I am a singer-songwriter and music entrepreneur, CEO of Danny Felt Consultants. So I got started in music as a singer-songwriter. I was in studios since I was 14 years old, writing and recording music. I started a company called Danny Felt Consultants, which is a company to help connect music producers, photographers, web designers, and so much more. I have such a huge passion for helping people, for marketing, and for spirituality, and I just really wanted to combine them all into one. So I decided to create this really awesome program to help musicians with not only marketing, but empowering their mindset. We need more positivity and empowerment for musicians as a whole and the world as a whole, and I feel like this is a really great starting place. I look forward to seeing you inside the program.
Imagine a place where you can interact with your favorite baseball player. The Trove Sports Den. We built your personal field of dreams. Join our one-of-a-kind subscription-based site for membership perks, exclusive offers, and access to a private Facebook group that you can socially interact with Major League ball players. We also have an online store offering exclusive game use merchandise and virtual autograph signings. You don't need to work up a sweat to earn points through our reward.
We are back on Barrel, and Steve, I want to thank you so much for opening up your home and being so gracious to us and putting up with all our shenanigans.
Oh, my pleasure.
And thank you so much for being a guest on Barrel and bearing all to everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And Rich, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
What a great show, Steve. Wow.
It really was.
Cool.
And if you have a show idea, questions, or comments, you can email them to me at maryann@barrel.tv. I would love to hear from you. I'm Maryann Castello, and from all of us here at Barrel, until next time, we wish you love and peace.
Imagine a place where you can interact with your favorite baseball player. The Trove Sports Den. We built your personal field of dreams. Join our one-of-a-kind subscription-based site for membership perks, exclusive offers, and access to a private Facebook group that you can socially interact with Major League ball players. We also have an online store offering exclusive game use merchandise and virtual autograph signings. You don't need to work up a sweat to earn points through our rewards program. Earn points on all purchases and by sharing the Trove Sports Den on social media. You want a unique gift idea? Hit a home run on your next event by giving the gift they will remember for a lifetime with phone and video calls with current and ex-pros. Play on your field of dreams today at thetrovesportsden.com.